If you have light in your life, raise your hand, please. If you didn't do it earlier, you can definitely do it now. As you might see, I raised my hand too, so I have light in my life. Statistics say that the average person lies 1–2 times a day. 3 years ago, at least 6 lies was my daily minimum. How do I know it? It is the exact number of classes I had each day at that time. When COVID appeared and everybody started to study and work online, I discovered that copying and pasting a task into a Google search and then simply rewriting it into my notebook was better, faster, easier and more efficient than doing it by myself. And the only people I had to hide from were my parents, but it wasn't too hard, as cheating wasn't a problem for me. I thought, well, I'm not going to become a scientist, so why should I study physics, math and other subjects? I know the multiplication table and the names of the continents. What else can be useful in real life? Have you ever thought that not everything that we study at school is necessary? Or maybe you're smart enough and spending time on homework seems optional for you, so cheating is just the way to get the free time for really important things. Or maybe sometimes we are all just a bit lazy, thinking it won't affect the final result. And of course, if nobody is harmed, how can it even be considered dishonest to pick at your notes just a couple of times? No one would know apart from you. But let me tell you what is going to happen next. As the time passes, the snowball will grow, and as you continue to cheat, you will no longer be able to do the homework on your own. The circle goes like this. And it was another reason why I personally continued to cheat. According to research from the International Center for Academic Integrity, over 60% of students admit to cheating at some point during school, and many of them report increased stress and decreased motivation as a result. You can prevent such issues by avoiding academic dishonesty. Instead of cheating, you can ask a friend or a teacher for help to truly understand the topic. Otherwise, what is the point of going to school if you end up knowing no more than a 10-year-old kid? You just waste your time this way. Now, I really wish someone had told me this back when I was in the 8th grade and my academic success was rapidly fading away. I didn't care until one night when I was thinking about my life and realized that actually I knew nothing about chemistry, physics and other subjects, even though it was my straight responsibility, and the consequences were serious. First, if I kept going like that, getting into a good university would be nearly impossible. Forget scholarships or dream colleges. I would be lucky to scrape into any program. I was terrified, not of just failing, but of letting down everyone who believed in me. And worst of all, living with the regret of wasting all of the opportunities that life was putting right in front of me. And second, my parents always saw me as someone smart, hardworking and trustworthy, but by then I had already quit on myself. I stopped trying at school and I gave up on music, something I used to love and be proud of. I wasn't just risking bad grades, I was tearing down that version of myself that I actually liked, piece by piece. Once I looked into my mom's shining eyes, full of trust and love, and heard my father's encouraging words, my heart ached with pity, because I had decided long ago not to let my mother know her son, and the person she saw in me was not at all like the person I actually was. And I continued to hide it. How would I feel if it turned out that actually I loved a person who was not like the person I thought they were? With my lies, I made my parents do so. Those people could be anyone who is worthy for you, whose feelings you are attached to, or whom you just respect enough. What if your parents, teachers, coaches, and friends are proud of only a fake version of you? Will you shine as bright when the day comes that you can cheat? Maybe this speech is the sign for you to reconsider to become the best version of yourself, the future you, while at the same time being brave and honest about your past. The stone that is tied to your foot continues to pull you down to the bottom of the sea even when you have already noticed it. To get rid of it, you have to share the weight with someone else. You need to talk about your secrets and dishonesty with someone you trust. It is a beautiful feeling when nothing pulls you down into the lowly darkness where there is only you and your problems. Talk with a friend, a parent, a teacher, a relative, anyone you trust but who is not an AI. The courage or the right moment will never come, so you should plan a specific day when you will reveal your secret. You must know exactly why you are doing it. You must know your goals, desires, and fears. I promise your legs, arms, voice and heart will be shaken, but there is only one thing that has to stay unwavering. Your desire to get rid of your secrets, lies, lack of education, and distance between you and your loved one. Find your motivation by asking yourself, why exactly this problem bothers you so much? All you have to do is say a few words. Look, we need to talk. Or I have something I want to say. And then continue with, I tried smoking, or I cheated on my tests, or I ate sweets even though we agreed not to last month. Everything that may upset your or your loved one's heart. In my case, I admitted to cheating at school, and after that the problem still needed to be solved. If you also struggle with academic dishonesty, here are some tips that may help you catch up with the school curriculum. First, look up everything that you don't know, even if you are ashamed. It is quite embarrassing when in the 9th or 10th grade you learn math from the 6th grade and read the relevant textbooks. However, it is a strong method to fill the gaps. Second, ask for help. As it was said before, it is absolutely normal to ask your teachers and friends for help. Also, there are a lot of organizations that cooperate with volunteer tutors. It is the great way to get the individual approach. And third one, be consistent. Yes, there are trillions of speakers that advise you to be consistent, but just as you constantly breathe to stay alive, you have to be consistent to keep your education thriving. Remember, if you don't say that you have a stomachache, your doctor will not be able to help you. Nevertheless, at some point, your green face will show that something is wrong. The truth always comes out, so why would you keep it at the border control? Tonight, go to someone you trust and tell them that one thing that you have been hiding. You stay up past midnight on social media, or you don't really like your friend's specialty dish, or you cheated on your exams. You know exactly what you need to say. That's how change begins. Thank you.